We've gone the upgrade of a 4,200 kilo.
Because I put airbags on my Nissan Navara.
I'm not 100% keen on this hose just sort of hanging out.
Plus beer, plus cocoa.
I have no idea why they've done it.
We're breaking some serious safety rules.
There you go, $7,000, done and dusted.
Morning guys, no, evening guys.
Is it evening?
Yeah, it's Tuesday evening.
Oh, well they think it's Tuesday evening. Well, it is for them.
Okay.
But at the moment it's a Sunday.
It's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, bright and early, and we're here to talk all things GVM and GCM. So if you're not sure what that means, it's gross vehicle mass, and a GCM is gross combination mass, which means your car and your caravan or trailer.
Yep.
So it can get quite confusing when you start talking GVMs and load ratings and axle ratings and all that sort of stuff, and we're going to try to make it and simplify it for you guys and show you exactly what we've done to the car and the reasons why we've done it.
Yeah, so we've already given you a tour on our new Landcruiser 300 series with all the new accessories on it, so we're not going to go through that today. We're just going to give you an understanding of what we've done with upgrading the suspension and the payload capacity.
That's right, so strap yourselves in, grab a cup of coffee, nice beer, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and watch this episode.
All right, enjoy.
So straight off your shelf, stock standard Landcruiser has a GVM of 3280, so 3,280 kilos. Now that doesn't seem a lot, and it isn't, and that's hence why we've upgraded that. The GCM of the Landcruiser range is 6,750, I believe. So once again, not a great combination mass there, hence why we've gone the upgrade of a 4,200 kilo Lovells upgrade, which gives us a massive payload. That's before we do anything, bull bars and all that sort of stuff. And it's given us a 7,700 GCM, which is a gross combination mass over the car and the caravan. So that also gives us massive payload, which is fantastic, and it's enabled us to put rooftop tents on, bull bars, winches, all these things add up. We haven't professionally weighed the car once it's all done, but we'll be well under our GVM, and that's an episode coming up very shortly with safe to tow, so that should be very insightful. So at the time that we looked into the GVM upgrade, ultimately what you want to do is get it pre-rego. Now that enables you to miss out on that fantastic luxury car tax that you get charged. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. We had to collect the vehicle beforehand. No one had engineering certificates for any GVMs at that stage. We've had the car for a year now, so we had to do it after the fact, which I will say, there's a lot of misconception out there about where you get your GVM done. Most people think it's only state-based. That's not the case. Lovells actually is federal, so we can drive around Australia with that full GVM upgrade and have engineering certificates to prove so. Now, there is other options. You can go to JMax and drop about 20k if you want to do that. Lovells was our best option because it offered the GCM upgrade as well. So that's another important factor that you need to take into consideration. There is other companies out there that do upgrades, but I'm not sure that they can offer the GCM upgrade. So hugely important. Do your homework with that one. This is why we decided to go with Lovells.
All right, we're trying to beat the rain here. If you turn around, sweetheart, we've got a big dark cloud on our right. And we've got a phone. And we've got beautiful blue sky on our left. So quite the contrast. Before Troy goes into the real detail about the suspension, I just wanted to mention that when we first got the car, because the GVM GCM wasn't fully finalised by the third-party suppliers, we started to look at airbags. The reason I'm telling you this is because I put airbags on my Nissan Navara, and that was a quick fix. That was like your Band-Aid fix, and I spent about 800 bucks on those airbags from Ironman, and they did a good job and we used them a fair bit. But then I did a GVM upgrade. So then I paid $800 for the airbags, and then I paid another, what, I think I paid $4,000 to get the GVM upgrade with the registration changed, so I could get the compliance plate changed as well. And that's purely for resale. So do your homework. If you're going to go and buy a Landcruiser 300, make sure that you actually really think about what you're going to carry in the vehicle, who you're going to carry, what you're going to put on the car, the accessories, and what you're going to tow behind it. So that, like Troy just said, it's a matter of whether you're getting a GVM or a GVM and a GCM upgrade. So luckily we didn't go and put airbags in here. We decided, no, we'll wait for the GVM GCM option, and that essentially saved us $800 to $900.
Yeah, that's right.
Which Ironman could have done straight away, but then we would have been going and upgrading again. So lesson learnt from my car.
The airbags are fantastic. They are a bit of a band-aid fix, and you've got to make sure that you leave some air in there when you're not driving around, so like 10 psi or such, and don't have them inflated when you're not towing, because that can do all sorts of weird things to your axles and suspension.
You got to be all over it. It's a bit like pumping up your tyres in your van versus your car and that. So yeah, I think we just used them once really when we went on our mini lap last year, but yeah, they were good.
They do the job, and it's quite quick, easy fix, but it's not going to help you with your GCM, your GVM. So at the front of the vehicle we have reservoir shockers, which are actually adjustable. Now they're adjusted at 1 at the moment. You can go right up to number 7. So that all depends on how much weight you've got on the front of the vehicle, how it rides when you're towing, all that sort of stuff. So probably more importantly, the rear one is to do up and down if you need to. Just a little dial there, and you can adjust that to your liking. I'm not 100% keen on this hose just sort of hanging out, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. So there is 3 different options that you can go with at Lovells. They offer a range of different GVMs that you can get and different GCMs that you can get, and obviously the prices changes with each one. So I've got 2 quotes here. One was for 3,800 kilo GVM upgrade with a 7,300 GCM. Now that come at $5,510. Put the other details of the lowest one, I think it was like 3,500 GVM, 3.5 ton GVM, but we obviously decided with the 4,200 kilo GVM, the top of the range, with the 7,700 GCM, as I've explained before. Now that comes just under $7,000. Now you might think, yeah, that's a big whack of money, and believe me, it is. But for what we want to do, carrying the rooftop tent, having the roof racks, towing the caravan, that's a 3.5 ton caravan, we need that GCM across the board. You also got to take into consideration the axle weight. So your front axle needs to be upgraded, your rear axle, and put your weights where obviously you can handle them. So there you go, $7,000 done and dusted. Now I've also explained, you know, you drop the car off, there's a bit of rigmarole there, you know, they have it for a day, they fit everything up, you come back, pick the car up, you take it back after you've done 500 kilometers or in a couple of weeks time, and then they come and adjust all the nuts and bolts and make sure that everything's running smoothly. They'll give you a little bit of a rundown on how to operate the reservoirs, and then they'll put the plate on the vehicle. Then they'll email you a confirmation of the upgrade itself, that you need to take a certificate into Vic Roads, have them check over it, tick the boxes. Doesn't cost you anything, it's more just time out of your day, and they go, you're good to go, and they update their systems, and you're right. All right, 45 minutes later, finally got to a counter, and now they want me to move the car and bring it literally 2 meters so they can have a look at it. God, what a rigmarole. Yeah, just here.
Okay. Just leave the car here.
Yeah.
Come back into the office. I'll have this ready.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, there you have it. That's all done. Basically, all they do is upgrade the information on their database that you've got a GVM upgrade, GCM upgrade. It doesn't cost you anything apart from a good hour and 15 minutes out of your day to have to go and do that. And I remember Laura getting her car GVM upgrade by Petters, and they actually did all this for her, so I'm not sure why Lovells doesn't do that. But especially with the amount of money that you pay to get the GVM done. And you're right, federally, so right around Australia, we're compliant within the road rules of Australian legislation. So there you go. That's why we went Lovells.
One of the reasons we wanted to get a GVM upgrade is because most of the time we are taking ourselves and King Billy and Harrison. So you're getting up to 4 adults in the car, plus beer, plus cocoa, and plus our bags. So we were getting borderline on our limit previously, and then we went and put all these nice accessories on, which also adds to the weight. So now with our 4,200 GVM increase, we've actually put another 920. We've increased our GVM by 920 kilos. So in 2 weeks time, we're getting the car and the caravan re-weighed, and then we'll be able to tell you exactly what this thing weighs now. And then we'll know how much payload we've got to play with, whether we have Bill, Harrison, beer, dogs, whatever. Okay. In terms of the GCM, our GCM has increased by 950 kilos. Now that's massive. Like Troy said, it doesn't increase your towing capability. So the Landcruiser 300 can still only tow 3.5 tonne. That doesn't change even if you get a GCM. I'm not sure if the JMac one, if that's part of, if that changes their towing.
You need a towing upgrade.
Yeah, but Lovells don't do that?
No.
Okay, well there you go. I mean, we don't really need it. It might be handy if we sold this car in the future, or we wanted to upgrade our caravan to a 4-tonne caravan, but 3.5 tonne is plenty. You don't want to be towing any more than that, and even a boat as well. Come around the back here. Actually, one thing that we forgot to mention, that we will drop in some footage now. Last weekend when we went camping, we had black tape over our reverse lights.
So we recently got the Lovells GVM upgrade. Laura's just noticed that they've blacked out the reverse lights on the car. And I have no idea why they've done it, but people can't see when we're reversing out. So I'm going to take it off for now. I'll have to go back and get the badge anyway on Tuesday. It's now Sunday. Get the compliance plate that they install, and then they check the springs and everything to make sure there's no loose bolts and stuff. So I'll ask them about why they've put that tape on there. They've also put a little reverse light down here. So yeah, not sure the reasons behind that, but I'll find out and let you know.
That one there was a legal reason. I'm pretty sure, because the car's too high now. I'm pretty sure that's what they told you.
Yeah, but
why black that out?
Why black that out? Because even yesterday we were reversing out of a car park and someone just walked straight behind me, and I was like, God, can't you see my reverse lights on? And then we just noticed this morning that it's black tape over the top of it.
Yeah.
Very strange.
And the fact that they didn't tell you that when you picked up the car.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah. Well, you can't have black tape on the back of your car. It looks ridiculous. I had to go back into Lovells, and I said, oh, what's the deal with the black tape? He said, because you've lifted the car up 1.2, this is now too high and can shine in people's eyes when you're reversing. I would have thought that's probably a good thing, so they can see. I said, look, mate, I'm just going to take that off. It looks very cheap, just having black tape over your lights. This light down here does absolutely nothing, like you can hardly see it. I'm just going to take it off, you know, and he goes, oh, well, that's up to you, whatever you want to do, but yeah,
it's quite
strange.
It's quite interesting. Like, you pay so much money and you're using a very reputable company. For them to put that black duct tape over the reverse lights was just crazy.
Yeah, and like actually disconnect it or something, if that's if that's the legal requirements, disconnect that reverse light itself. That way you don't see it. Don't put black tape over it.
But the other part of this is when the caravan is on, you can't see that little reverse light down there. So it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if that's the only reverse light we've got and we're reversing with a caravan, now the caravan doesn't have reverse lights on it, our car has black tape on it, we're breaking some serious safety rules.
Well, it put it to the test when people walked directly behind my car, because they didn't think I was reversing out because they couldn't see anything, you know, they're not looking right down here. But anyway, we don't make the rules. One thing I will also say is there's a lot of talk about how bad the Lovells ride is in the rear of the car, and it might have, you know, people that have had 200 series and all that sort of stuff might think that. I did speak to the guys down at Lovells about that. He said, look, the 200 series kits were actually very rigid, and he said the 300s are much better. Now, from personal experience, we've had this for a good couple of months now with the GVM upgrade. It is rigid, but it's not uncomfortable. It actually feels nice and sturdy, and we do have quite a bit of weight in the car as well, so that probably helps. The ride is really good. You don't bounce around, and the towing is unbelievable. Like, you really notice that it tows much better with the GVM upgrade, doesn't it? So there you have it. Alright, I'll just show you inside. We haven't changed anything here. If you're new to the channel, this is pretty much what I did straight away. Kept the seats in the back of the vehicle because that was another thing. You can remove the rear seats, but it is a 7-seater car, so it's registered as a 7-seater car, and you need to change your engineering certificate to state that if you do take your seats out. So I've left the 7 seats in there. They only weigh about 40 kilos. Doesn't really matter now that we've got the GVM, so we can carry that sort of weight. So sticking with the drawer, the fridge, Coco's little area there, and all I'm going to do is, I'll pull all of this out, the lithium battery, everything, and I want to stabilize this a bit better. It still jumps around a little bit, and that's because I have this timber false floor in the bottom here, but I'm sure I'll come up with something, some nice angle or something, and put that in there. But this works really well, so easy access. We've got a lot of stuff in the drawer. Tools, fishing rods, coffee machines, shovels, blankets. So that really helps the ride as well. And you can adjust those reservoirs at the back to suit. I can still turn that up to number 7. It's at number 1 at the moment. If you go for the 4,200 kilo upgrade with the GCM of 7,700 kilos, you need to upgrade your tyres, not your wheels. Your wheels can stay the same. We've kept our wheels. We've sprayed those in a previous episode. But you need to upgrade your load rating of your tyres. Now, I believe stock tyres from Toyota are rated about 112 to 114. Now these, you need to have a rating of anything above 116 load rating. These BF Goodrich's 122 load rating, so quite capable. I was toing and throwing to what tyres to get. I've had BF Goodrich's before, and I do love them. It's a very weighty car, so they'll do really well on this. They won't go too hard, and they'll be good to go. But yep, kept the same tyre size, 265 6.5s with the R18 wheel size. And the reason why I decided to keep the same rims is because the rims, the genuine Toyota rims, fit the car so much better than any aftermarket rim will do. So I know the car does look a little bit big for the tyres that it's got on there. Like, we could have gone up to maybe some 33-inch tyres, and that would have given us a bit more traction and stuff like that. So.
And what sort of, these are all-terrains, they're not mud? They're
all-terrains, yeah. So they're actually really quiet. The noisiest thing we've found about the car is the snorkel. That is quite noisy. It's a lot different. Even the roof rack's not noisy, the Ironman roof rack. So But nevertheless, we get used to it. There you go. Well, there you have it. That's the GVM GCM. Jesus, I'm even confusing myself now. Yeah, when you start talking numbers and you try to explain your payloads and all that sort of stuff, it can be a bit, you know, goes over your head.
You just start to get confused.
Yeah, hopefully we've explained that to you guys to give you an informative review of our upgrade from Lovells.
Yeah. If you got any questions, guys, just send us a message or put a comment in YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and we'll come back to you, because there's a lot to take into consideration when you're going to do something like this. It's a lot of money. We had quite a few conversations about whether we were going to go ahead and do this, but for future traveling and comfortable traveling, it was a no-brainer to us.
And I think we made the right choice.
Yeah. And
for safety as well, you know, like you're towing right around the country, you want to make sure it's all legit and ready to go. So thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps us grow, and we love all your comments, your feedback.
Yep. We're doing Saturday morning episodes now, and if we have a midweek video to drop, it'll be a Tuesday night. So that's going to be our go-to moving forward. Yeah, considering that we'll cease work soon, we'll have a lot more time up our sleeves. We obviously won't be working full-time and trying to run a YouTube channel at the same time, so we'll be able to give you guys more content. So the best way you can support us is by hitting that subscribe button. That's all we want. Just your subscribes and your likes and your comments. That's all we ask for. Thank you. See you guys.